I've been watching y'all shit, and I'm like, this shit. I told my boy who wants me to do a podcast, I said, this is the way it needs to be done. You guys are killing it.
Wow!
Hey, I pay attention to all good shit. I'm telling you, I've got an eye for the best.
Where's Jarrett?
You guys are doing a really good job. I told Paige that too. I said, man, you guys are fucking smacked. I think in less than 2 months, you guys have 200,000-300,000 followers. Or I don't know.
Yeah, it's going crazy.
You always put this one down first because you see you got the indent right there.
Okay.
Quentin, thanks for stepping up and working stylist today. I never thought a guy who would roll around with lower decky zinnies would know how to style.
Fuck, this feels like handcuffs.
That's yours. Oh, you don't like them? Or you like it?
I like it.
Yeah,
Love it.
it's heavy.
It's beautiful. It represents this.
It gives me like a half an extra pound on my right hooks.
Well,
I need that.
I ain't trying to hit
Go with black.
Of course.
Yeah. Whatever you say, Quinn.
He trying to call me out on slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not today, Paige. We're gonna work together. Black on black crime ain't working.
Oh, damn! He referring to the camp. What, Rashad? Is that what he referred to?
No, it was. Was it Rashad? Yeah. Black on black crime?
Yeah.
All right,
we
started. We already getting so much gold.
My mom still.
I hope half of this is in it. Wayne, you might need to leave some of this in it for the audience. We can't cut out half of this. We might not even need to do an intro. Y'all gonna work the body. I had him with the jab. Coach, I had him with the jab. Dink! Hit him with one of those. Leo, dink! Had him one of those. Boom! Everywhere.
He said he learned that kick from Anderson Silva.
Yeah, I did. So what? Yeah, you want some? So what? I don't want nothing with you, though. The internet gonna 4570 me. But I'll take it with
What's
Kevin
a
Holland.
45-7?
Kevin Holland.
That's his new nickname?
That's Kevin Holland. No, Kevin Holland's nickname is 4570.
What does that mean? I don't know.
I don't know. What does it mean?
It's a gun that was popular in the 1800s. It's true.
Huh?
It's a gun from the 18. It's like an old timer gun.
We got one of the greatest MMA coaches in the house.
Hey,
Antonio Mckee.
Antonio Mckee.
Come on.
Yeah. Hey, don't do that. Don't break the. Where you gonna sit, bro?
Damn.
Bro, where you gonna sit? Why you keep breaking all the chairs and shit?
Because I have incredible balance. And I have substantial core strength.
Man, this guy keep breaking.
We're in the middle of the
shit.
show, Jarrett.
A couple options for you.
Oh my God.
No, I'm good. Yeah,
Oh,
this is
is
straight.
crazy.
This is great.
This is nice.
great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jared, we was live, by the way.
Hey, all the extracurriculars you had over there at Hard Festival last night, keep it outside with DJ Tiesto. Thank you, brother. You see what I got to deal with, Coach?
You guys are off the chain.
I'm the only all-natural athlete in here, except maybe Quinn, but he got to be on Viagra or something the way he be going every night.
Nah.
But
Nah. I'm too young for Viagra, man. I'm 46 years old, Bear. How old you think I am, man?
I thought he was 55, like Shannon. Briggs. I
goddamn.
thought you and him were the same age.
Gotcha.
You look like you're 21. But it's not about you today. It's about the legend in the house, Antonio Mckee.
Antonio Mckee. Hey, finally we got. No, come on. Hey, you know what?
Hey, I ain't never been in no damn podcast like this. Shit is out of control and off the hook, full of excitement.
Hey, Coach.
Thanks.
For real though, he used to sitting on bar stools upside down.
Where? I don't care. I'll sit on anything.
Hey, how you get Bear and 3 of his friends on one stool? You flip it upside down.
No, I'm saying like I don't need a fancy
You know the
chair.
crazy part about this shit? It ain't script. I'm sitting here watching this.
No,
live.
Coach, I don't need a fancy chair. I'll sit on anything for you. I'm here to interview you and learn from the greatest. What?
Remember I told you before?
I'm here to learn from one of the greatest, Coach. Give me
I
some love.
appreciate it, bro, but I can't teach you how to sit on stuff.
No, I'm trying to sit on my punch more.
Oh, be specific when you say
I'm trying to
these
sit
things.
on it. I want it to come right down the middle like you did.
You want to sit on it like
Antonio Mckee.
Beyonce? Hey, you thought we scripted the podcast? You thought this shit was scripted?
Nah, but I see why it's growing so fast and so entertaining because it's natural, it's organic.
Rampage is used to going fast, Coach.
No,
What?
I'm not a fast guy. Hey, whenever I throw punches, people are like, oh, he's slow. I've never been in speed. How many fights have you coached me for?
Like 9 or 10.
And I never lost a fight training with him. My biggest regret was when I moved down to Ladera Ranch. Remember, I moved so far away, and I was too lazy to drive all the way to Cerritos to fucking train with you.
I think things happen for a reason. I needed to mature and learn. He taught Rampage and Tyron Woolley and Chuck Liddell probably taught me the most about coaching and at that level. The pinnacle up there is totally different. And so I readjusted everything and I really went in 100% straight. I'm going to be the best coach in the world. And I didn't have the confidence of that because the media had torn me down and broke me. And I was already broken from childhood. Shit, I just walked right into misery again. And it took guys like Rampage, Tyron Woodley to just say, no, man, you're one of the best coaches, man. And then I started seeing it. Once I saw it, I started saying it. And once I started saying it, I started doing it. And my son is so far ahead of everybody, though. He's like light years ahead. But you would never know it.
I will say something, Coach. Rampage speaks so highly about you. I had the opportunity and the blessing to go meet you and your fam a few years back. We filmed a YouTube video out of your gym with Antonio. We came late night that one night. We brought in all the boys. And I got to say that everybody I've come across who you've trained has spoken nothing but the best about you. The work ethic, your insight, the way you are as an intellectual coach, but also the ability to be hands-on and turn these guys from boys to men that we saw with Antonio. And your son, obviously, is a perfect example. AJ Mckee is like probably one of the most respectful fighters. So as a man, you raised a good kid. Right. But then when it comes to going in that cage, I mean, no one could say anything about him. One of the best in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, man? It's just watching him. It's so easy to coach. We've had our ups and downs, but the father and son thing, that's the most important to me, is that I wanted to display being a parent, what it's like to be a parent and to be able to be a man of integrity. That's all I was focused on.
I saw that firsthand. You know, when I first started training with him, he was a single dad, and AJ was a little kid and stuff like that. And shortly after that, I became a single dad, and I tried to mirror it after him. But I couldn't do everything he did. I couldn't take my kids to the gym. I took D in the beginning, but I just couldn't do it like that because I was so busy fighting and stuff so much. And that's why I be actually for advice all the time. Because now my son's trying to fight and everything. And, you know, he trains over there with Antonio Mckee, but we just don't have the same rapport as him and his junior.
Out of the body shop, that's the current name of the gym, right? Or did you move it into the Metroplex?
It's always been the body shop. It's a shop for your body. I wasn't into MMA training. I was just training athletes, and I was into the medical industry, and I had like 4 medical firms where I was dealing with longshoremen and chiropractic. So I started studying the body at a young age, breaking down and guys overtraining. And so I wanted to create a training system where you didn't have to do steroids because a lot of guys are cheating.
And I know about that. You know about that, Bear.
I'm all natty. I'm all natty, chap.
This haven't been confirmed yet.
Champ, I'm all natty. You need to chill out with all that. When
Coach, you can tell when somebody's on that shit, huh?
I can't tell that he's on it until I roll with him.
Oh. Ooh. Dunked on you. Basically said I'm all natty. Continue, Coach.
But you know what? I created a lot of unique stuff. And I think in life there's teachers and then there's coaches. There was a role that I played as a teacher, and now I play the role as a coach. But teaching is when you're teaching something, right? Coaching is when it's about life. It's about everything. It's not just about fighting. It's also about a human being. And where I came from, those were the things that I missed. So I tried to duplicate the things that I missed. I tried to be that better for everybody else. And I didn't want to be the statistic. And I was headed in that direction. People that really know me. They know. They thought I was in jail or dead. I came back. They were like, man, we thought you was dead. I was just sexually driven.
Okay.
I was sexually driven.
Yeah. Most men are.
You know what Rampage told me? He said, man, you got a sex addiction. I was like, no, I don't.
Oh, yes, you do.
Oh, I did.
Before you did.
Yeah. But I changed.
That's good. I'm proud of you, though.
I'm starting to see why y'all was a good head coach.
No, we good friends.
Because Rampage the same way. He loved women.
No, I'm not addicted though. I'm not addicted to sex.
I had to have it. If I didn't have it, I couldn't sleep. If I didn't get it, I couldn't sleep. I'd be up for 2 or 3 days until I get it. And I've never, ever, ever masturbated. So I was kind of like really trying to figure it out.
Pause.
Coach.
What are you talking about?
We're not going to turn it to that.
Coach,
I'm just saying.
Coach, wait.
Like if we're going to keep it real, keep it real.
Wait, you going to tell me right now that hand ain't never...
I've never touched myself. But you got to also understand that I was molested.
Come on, Coach. Come on, Coach. Come on, Coach.
Yeah.
So when you've been molested, like you know, you get a girl and she goes, don't use your fingers on me. What you don't know is her fucking uncle used to bang her with his fingers. So fingers take her back to her uncle. It's not that you're not good with your hands. It's just psychologically she's affected by it and she didn't heal from it. So I was a sex addict and I hadn't healed from it because I haven't accepted the fact that I was an addict.
Well, this is something that a lot of people deal with.
That's actually,
and a lot of people don't are not open about it. But for me, when he tells me about it, the only thing I can think of, well, at least he was sexually assaulted by a woman.
Yeah.
See, Bear, he don't have that liberty. It was other way.
No. Let's keep this serious for a second, because Coach, I do want to say that I think your ability to be vulnerable, but also, you are looked at as one of the toughest guys in the room by most people. So your ability to be able to talk about that in a good light and give people an outlet and show people that there is a reason to kind of figure it out and figure out how to get past that. I feel like right now, in all honesty, that's really humbling of you to do for everybody.
In MMA, most fighters have some major issues. Think about what we do. We get in the cage, and our job is to hurt another man, right? There's a special link between a genius and a psychopath. We're in the middle, and this is where we find comfort. We find that comfort. If you notice, most of your champs, what were they? Bullied, picked on when they were a kid. But these guys are champs in the MMA game, fighting. But on the streets, they didn't pursue it that way. So for me, I had nothing to lose, nothing to live for. So now I have everything to live for and everything to lose. So I'm either in or out. Most fighters can't figure it out. I have honest people around me. I'm honest with myself first, so I'm going to draw honesty. And Rampage has always kept it honest. He's always really motivated me. He helped me with kids. I had a nonprofit called Fight for Kids. He financed that. And I didn't realize, I thought he was rich. I didn't realize he wasn't making no real money back then. Compared to when I was training Miko Crow Cop, I saw a Crow Cop paycheck and I saw a Rampage paycheck, and Rampage was way bigger in Japan than Crow Cop. Right away, I said, this is going to be different. This isn't what I want to do. So I took the safe route out. I didn't take no damage. I had over 50 fights. I only lost probably 3 or 4. I saw the ins and outs of the game, and I said, okay, my son says he wants to fight. Rampage sat on the couch one day, and we're just shooting the crap. And he said, man, your son's going to be one of the best fighters in the world, and that's going to be your revenge. And I said, it's crazy that you say that, because I've been dreaming that. I've had visions of that. So throughout this whole journey, it's also made me extremely spiritual. I watched this man when he had gave his life to God. I said, there was a voice telling me he's going to be the UFC champ. I said, hey, Paige, you're going to be the UFC champ in the next year. Next year, UFC champ. Double champ on top of that, right? Then Tyron Woodley. Working with him, I said, man, you're going to be the champ in less than a year. Less than a year, UFC champ. After I was able to see these things, I realized that I had a gift. Most people don't even tap into the gift. But I'm kind of like an adrenaline junkie. I'm looking for you to tell me that I can't do it. My whole life I've been told I was going to end up dead before 12. I was going to end up in jail. Everything happened for a reason, and people that were around me was for a reason, but it was up to me to make the decision on what direction I wanted to go in, and that's that free will. And I used the free will. I played with it. I challenged the gift that God had gave me before I realized God had gave me a gift. And then when I realized it, I committed 100%.
So you brought up a good point. You said that you were able to see Mirko Crow Cop's check, Rampage's check, and this was like a big transitional moment for you. What was the difference? What was the size? You don't have to tell me.
Why y'all in my pockets though?
Well, because he said at the time Mirko Crow Cop was not as big as you in Japan, but he was making 5 times the amount of money.
He had a Rampage doll that sold out. I went to go buy it. It sold out. The check that he got in return, that wasn't a sellout check.
Yeah, it was fucking me over for sure. But don't be telling him about my money, because
you don't have to say the money.
Well, I don't know what he made, but I know what he made. I know it wasn't nowhere near it.
Yeah, pride was fucking me over 100%.
But you were training Mirko Crow Cop at the time? Yes. Where were you training him out of?
228th Street. I did a lot of stuff private because I didn't want people knowing what I was doing. I always want to be like the guy, I don't want to get credit for it. You just keep winning and pay me on the back end. The back end is going to be, I did so much stuff for free. Crow Cop beat Josh Burnett twice because of me.
Hey, do me a favor. Tell him the gift Crow Cop gave you. Do you remember the gift you told me Crow Cop gave you?
Oh, shit. We were training, and he was very grateful for the session we had. And, he gave me his sweaty-ass shorts. He said, this is a gift for you. They were green. I'm like, what?
I love Crow Cop, though. That was fun. I would have washed them shorts, framed that shit.
Yeah, that's Crow Cop.
I didn't know. See, I got in with all the celebrities right away. After kicking Tito's ass, I was beating up everybody.
He was.
Dan Henderson, I was training Dan Henderson before I even knew what MMA was. I used to hand these boys their ass. Not bragging, this was grappling. Now, if you want to punch me, it probably would have been different. But
how are you so good at grappling?
I didn't even know I was that good. 3-time California State champ, national champ. I didn't know I was good. I was from the hood. I was wrestling dudes on the basketball court. Man, I ain't picking Tone. Pick Tone. He gonna grab a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you how I know how he was so good, because I trained with him. the reason why I think one of the main reasons why he was so good, he had good technique, good wrestling and stuff like that. He understood it, but he's so strong. His hand grip, and for him to be so small, he's very strong. Like when I wrestle somebody, I came late, so I try to overpower them and use my strength. I couldn't do it with him, and I'm twice his size. And I've seen him wrestle Czech Congo. Czech Congo is one of the strongest people I ever went against besides him, and he out-muscled Czech Congo. I think that's one of the reasons why he was so strong. So imagine him going against guys his size. Maybe they might have a little bit better technique, a little bit better skill. I don't know, but he just out-muscled them, strengthened.
That was a key factor that I didn't realize because I don't feel strong to myself when I'm doing what I'm doing. But you get to a point where you grab somebody and you realize they can't get away. It got easy.
Hey, grab his wrist right quick. Hey, no, for real, wrist, grab his wrist, coach. Come on.
Okay, first of all, strength is all in the mind. So, no, fuck that. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro,
he's strong.
Strong as fuck, bro.
He literally broke my hand.
He's strong as fuck, bro.
I think he broke my thumb.
Oh, goddamn. And whenever somebody touches him.
I'm getting sued again.
No. Whenever somebody touches him,
I think he literally just popped my thumb out. Look, it's swelling up.
Whenever somebody touches him, he says broke. Something broke.
No. Let's not talk about broke right now.
No. We ain't going there.
Oh my God, I think I broke my thumb. I'm not kidding.
Hey, quit being a pussy, man. I saw all he did was grab. Quit being a pussy, man.
It's sticking out. Touch it.
I'm not touching you.
Just touch right there. I know, literally.
It may be dislocated.
Yeah, I think you dislocated.
Put it back in, coach. Put it back in.
I ain't putting it back in.
Put it back in. Touch my thumb.
I was finna.
No. Hey, honestly, I think it's popping out. It like really hurts.
I saw you ain't broke. Quit. Come on.
But you know what though? I don't know. I started wrestling at a young age. At an older age. I started wrestling when I was like in the 9th, 10th grade. And wrestling is a very competitive sport in California, and I didn't know. And I got my ass kicked by a little Filipino dude. So I was like, you know what? This ain't right.
I got a broken thumb.
He might have a broken thumb, bro. I did squeeze it hard.
Bro, it's not broken. Let me see. Do it like this.
That's it.
He's joking. Huh?
I squeezed it hard.
But I don't believe nothing he say because you hit him one time. He says it's broken.
Coach, you think that's broken?
It does look like it's a little bulky. That was already there. I didn't do that, bro. Yeah. I did not do that.
Go to the ER. We'll finish the pod.
Oh my God, Coach, you strong. You broke my thumb live on camera.
But you know what? Strength isn't a physical thing. It's a mental thing. You notice as I grabbed you, I got stronger and stronger and stronger. So I always tell people, this is why I'm such a good coach. If your daughter is trapped under a car, you got kids?
I got to take care of Rampage.
Man,
okay. You have a mom?
He's still a virgin, bro.
Yeah, I got a mom and
okay.
Two
Let's
sisters.
say you're witnessing a car and your mother's up under the bottom of that car. Do you think you can get that car off of her?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens physically? Nothing. But something happens because you're able to do something that if I said, I'll give you $1 million if you lift this car up, we're talking $1 million. You can't lift it up, but all of a sudden, there's something that happens. And this is why when I was training Chuck, I started studying the brain because I noticed some things that were not correct. And I talked to management and said, listen, these are some of the things I'm seeing. So with the brain, what happens, there's an adrenaline that starts to push. And you can buy adrenaline. It's very expensive. And when that adrenaline starts to take place, there's things that the body physically doesn't do anymore. It goes on a spiritual journey. And that's when people have supernatural strength, these characters, these superheroes you see. Rampage has that same thing, but it drains him. So the day that he told me that, I said, why don't you, we used to go back and forth, and he would get so pissed off because I would take him down. But I took him down out of fear. He's defending the takedown out of confidence and ego, right? So my fear became my strength.
I don't have ego. My ego was a 45-70.
No, so
we
one
want to
day,
talk about ego.
You want to talk about ego?
No, don't.
I got $500 that you don't take me down again. And we were in the ring and it was small. I know I'm going to take his ass down again. And I couldn't. But his strength was, I've never felt that before in my life.
Oh, he turns it on.
Yes. So with that, see, that's why I used to always tell Paige, you don't realize how much I'm learning by training you. I was dissecting everything he did. My hands are bigger than his. How the hell is he knocking people out and I'm not? Because he's got the power in his ass and his hips. So with my son, I taught him a technique to turn everything over correctly because he didn't have knockout power. He's not built like that. He's built like that. No neck, all ass and legs. If he touch you.
No, don't.
And I watched him graze people. I watched him graze people and knock them out. In the gym, knocking guys out. He's knocked more guys out of my gym than I've had in my gym knocked out altogether.
No way.
So
During
I was
sparring?
studying.
Like during training?
Yeah, he goes cuckoo.
Whoa, hold up. He would just knock out sparring partners.
Yeah, they antagonized him.
Oh, what they do to...
I said, listen, when you go with Page, don't keep peppering him up and kicking him and agitating him. You're poking the bear. Oh, okay. So they get to doing good against him, think they're doing good, and he turns it up. Next thing you know, they're out.
No, see, this is the problem.
I knew it.
No.
Always pretend you were a good guy in the gym. I knew it.
No, this is the problem. Coach never see what they do to me, and he just see like the outcome. And he always get mad at me for losing my temper in the gym.
Somehow I don't believe you.
Let me tell you
the
something.
truth.
He picked up the egos. We're alphas. Quite a bit, no problem, right? Him and Emmanuel Newton going back and forth, who's the best wrestler? People don't realize how technical he is. They think he's just powerful. He's actually got amazing timing. That's what makes him so good. Because he's not fast. But his timing, once he gets it. And he taught me how to coach people individually. A lot of coaches constantly tearing their fighters down. No, you're not doing it right. Do it again. You're not doing it right. You're doing it again. Do it. When you reach that point and you see they're not doing it right, start to compliment them and encourage them to get better. That was it. You're getting better now. That's it. Okay, right there. I like that. I like that. And if it's not there, you still build that confidence because you mentally destroy a person. And he taught me that. He probably don't even remember these things, but I'm going to bring it up. We're training. I think he was fighting Marvin Eastman. And I'm taking him down, and he's pissed off, and it's like 2 or 3 weeks before the fight. And he goes, no, I don't want to train with you. I go, why? He says, because you're 160 pounds, and you're taking me down. That's not building my confidence. And I thought about that. I said, he's 205 pounds. I'm taking him down like a child, and he's got to go fight a monster. You know what? From here on out, whether you earn it or not, I'm going to work less hard defending what you're doing to build you. He taught me how to build a fighter up. Not everybody learns the same. He's not a group session where there's 20 guys. Take him one-on-one, 3 days later, he's mastered it and got the timing. Can't get that in a setting with 20, 30 people. So that's when I started to become an individual coach. I started to break away. Let me train with you one-on-one. Let me help you with this. Strength, that's all mental. But we'll do these exercises that'll obviously make you strong. But I don't care if you're on steroids because you're not stronger than me.
Yeah, I believe you when you said strength is mental because when I lose my temper, I get unlimited strength.
Right.
But I can't keep that for full time. I'm afraid that I'm gonna burn out. I'm gonna gas out.
So let's train that. And how do you train that? Well, you've got this beautiful training facility over here, and you got the garage over here. You saw the movie Rocky, the Rush. He's training the state-of-the-art equipment. I challenge USA Wrestling to give me 6 athletes that are equal to the 6 athletes you take. And I guarantee you I'll send them back and they're going to beat your 6 athletes that are sitting over here in this AC building with all this great stuff and all these tools. In my garage, I'm going to develop the spirit. You're not going to get that over there because you can't get in the doghouse. See, sometimes you got to take people out of their environment and make them uncomfortable and make them comfortable being uncomfortable. So when they're in the cage, and I learned that from Pat Miletich, I study. I'm obsessed with perfection, and I'm passionate about whatever it is I do. And that's why I was the best at whatever it was I did. Wrestling, undefeated 5 years, 3-time state champ. How is this possible? He just started wrestling. Because I was obsessed with being the best.
Yeah, that's why Crow Cop was hard to take down. And people don't know, he trained Bob Sapp. See, listen, Bob Sapp, I'm going to be honest, he was a football player, a genius, but he wasn't a fighter. But you can train him to fight if he had time. He's an excellent athlete.
Right.
He's a specimen. And he was training Bob Sapp, and Bob Sapp got good. Bob Sapp, when he had time to train, he went and beat on Ernesto Hoost.
Yeah.
Ernesto Hoost.
Yeah.
But he's not a fighter. But Coach had him, and Coach was training him, and I saw him getting better at wrestling.
I work with Maurice Smith. I work with everybody because I was dissecting everything that I could put in my journal, and I write it in a book, and I write it down. How can I make this guy stronger? His back's weak. I'm in the medical business talking to my chiropractors and my doctors. What do we do to strengthen the lower back? Let's make that part of our training regimen. I'm giving up the game now because I'm almost done. And so these little exercises that I was doing made you abnormally strong because most people support the big muscles. Mm-hmm. They don't support those little small muscles that control those big muscles. So when the big muscle get tired, there's come injury. I build the small muscles first. Then we add to the big muscles because most people, what do they do? I blew out my bicep. I blew out this. These are weightlifters, right? Wrestlers, what do they tweak? Joints, ligaments, tendons. So it was perfect what I was doing for MMA.
Incredible, coach. I mean, all of this knowledge, most people have a coach that just does that, just does physical therapy, training, strength conditioning. But you're also a phenomenal MMA coach at the same time.
It was no ego. I had no ego. Once I had a lot of disrespect for jiu-jitsu because it was so many rules when it came to America. Oh, you got to start on your back. I got to get in between your legs. I mean, I earned that shit.
That's why you started jiu-jitsu. Huh?
Take me down. Oh, you get to pull guard and scoot. I was angry, so I didn't learn. But, I went against Popovich. I went against...
Popovich?
These were the great legends of jiu-jitsu in my time, and I didn't even know.
Who the fuck is Popovich? Don't skip over that.
Popovich? I don't know his name.
Who the fuck is Popovich? That's a cool-ass name.
Some Brazilian guy. He's pretty good. He's like Abu Dhabi champ.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
I went against...
Abu Dhabi.
Hey, I'll mess up all the words. Jeff Munson. They
man.
took this out of the history. Me and Jeff Munson went into a triple overtime
A super
at the
match?
original match.
A super fight?
Yes. I won the absolute division in the lower division. He won it in the upper division. At the time, he was managed by Jock Machado, the one with the messed up arm.
Mm-hmm.
They come to me and they go, hey, you're going to have to do absolute. I'm like, what's that? I had no idea nothing about jiu-jitsu. But I'm winning with takedowns and holding and pinning them down. They said, well, the smallest guy goes against the big guy. It's Jeff Munson. Me and him are in the finals against each other.
He a big motherfucker. You know who Jeff Munson is?
Yeah, he's massive.
Ooh, tell him to show the match. They blacked it out. I didn't know that I was supposedly going to get beat up, but I said I'll beat him. They're like, you're not going to beat Jeff Munson. You weigh 162 pounds. He was 220, 230. Guess what? Triple overtime.
Did you win?
I stepped out of bounds and did a heel inside crotch lift, and they gave him a point, said that I was fleeing. But I didn't understand. I got kicked out of the tournament. I called Jock Machado out.
Because you after that, you complained and everything?
Well, wrestling, when a guy shoots a single leg, if you backstep and high crotch, you can throw him.
Right.
So that's what I was trying to do. And they said, no. You avoided the takedown. But it was a triple overtime, and he was gassing. But that was a strong dude. Besides you, he was strong, man. He was big and red, and he was like a truck. But because I was training with guys like Rampage, Congo, I was just trying to wear him down. But unfortunately, it's okay because it made me go to the drawing board.
Hey, can I tell you something? Bear didn't believe me when I told him the first time I trained with you, it was me, Randy Couture, and Tito Ortiz, and you, round the robin, and you kicked all our ass, and he thought I was lying. Hey,
No, I didn't say you were lying.
Yeah, you
I
did.
just said what a crazy environment back in the day that you could have Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Rampage Jackson, and Tony
Chuck
McKee.
wasn't there.
Chuck went there.
It
It
was
was
just
Randy,
Tito.
Jeremy Williams, the boxer, Tito Ortiz, and
Me.
you.
Yeah.
And what was the round robin? What were you making
Well,
everybody do?
winner stays out.
Yeah, we was wrestling.
It was just wrestling?
Takedown,
striking,
winner stays out.
or just wrestling?
Just wrestling.
Well,
And
we
no one
weren't striking?
I don't know. We wasn't striking.
Yeah,
We-
I think it was just a grappling.
No one
season.
could get you off the mat?
No, I broke records on that. I went undefeated 5 years. I gave up one takedown in 3 years of college wrestling. And what was the thing I did? Colin Oyama. I stayed out. It didn't matter who it was in the gym. I stayed out for 24 minutes. Nobody's ever done that.
No, nobody can do that. Because you eventually get tired. I seen him tired, and he still was taking down Tito and stuff. While he was tired, I saw it.
How did you link up with Mirko Cro Cop, Tito Ortiz, Randy Couture?
A guy by the name of Marco Jara.
Okay.
So this is when I was going through all the spiritual stuff. I'll give you a crazy story.
Let's not.
Yeah. He know.
No.
Rampage don't want to talk about him.
No, this is very neat because this
What?
Not me.
this is what manifested the person that you're sitting here talking to right now.
Okay.
I was supposed to go to Brazil and take a fight. And something said, if you go to Brazil, the same voice that's been talking to me my whole life, they got me put in a mental hospital. It said, if you go to Brazil, you're going to die. And I said, and the good thing is that I told everybody in the gym, I goes, guys, I'm scared to go to Brazil to fight on Waliji show. Marco Jara was the guy that introduced me to everybody because he saw, I used to train with Francisco Bueno. And I used to just give Francisco the blues. And Francisco was like a god in jiu-jitsu in Brazil. Mm-hmm. So everybody was like, my name was flying around. And, I was also a different type of guy there. I didn't have a lot of respect. And I was quick to say whatever offended you for a reaction, right? Well, he set this up for me to train all these athletes that he had. But this particular time, he said, I want you to go fight in jungle fights because everybody's trying to get me to go to the UFC. At 30 years old, man, I was a monster. You know what I mean? I was just gifted, godly gifted. But I was crazy, and I wasn't balanced, And something just kept telling me, if you go, you're going to die. And I said, guys, I'm not going to go. I'm scared. I don't know why, but God told me, this is what I referred to this voice as God. So God told me to send this guy. That's my toughest guy. At the time, it was Brett Cooper. Brett Cooper started training with me. He was 5 losses, 4 wins. He went 12-5, all knockouts. Nothing went past the first round, right? In our time. So I don't go. Marco Jara ends up getting killed. And it freaked me out so bad that I got on my knees and I was scared. I don't know what was going on. All of a sudden, I just feared death.
Would you have been with them at the same time? Because y'all was going together on the trip.
And I didn't go.
How did he get killed? You remember?
They said he was driving. Some kids pulled over to do a robbery, and they shot him in the back, the head. The cartels took care of it, but I would have been there. And the cousin called me back because they said, hey, Mckee, why didn't you come? Why don't you come? I was like, man, I just got a funny feeling that if I go, I'm not gonna come back. I'm gonna die. Hung up the phone. 2 weeks later, at the dinner table, get a phone call. Can we talk to you for a minute about what? How did you know? What are you talking about? Marco Jara is dead. It didn't hit me yet. I'm like, what do you mean he's dead? They was like, yeah, some kids owed cartel some money, they killed him. I fell on the floor. That's when I said, okay, you're real. Because I kept asking, show me a sign. Show me you're real, God. Because I've studied religion. I've studied Buddhism, Islam. I've studied every religion there is. I've studied politics. I've studied history. I'm really intelligent, but because no one taught me how to manifest that intellect positively, I did bad things with it. But when I seen it came to making decisions between my son's life and my life, he gave me the tools to say, I got to stay here because he was just like me. And so when I started to change, all of a sudden, the voice starts talking. So that's why I believe in spirituality, not religion. I've studied religion. I don't want to be labeled as anything but just a good man. You know what I mean? Spiritually, I walk solid. I live by faith, not by sight, because the things I see in this world is so crazy. So my faith is stronger than my sight. And then I'm looking at my blessings now. You guys don't know how many times I should have been dead. Go talk to the people that had me incarcerated in a mental institution for psychiatric evaluation because I'm telling them there's a voice talking to me. It's the same voice that's been talking to me. I just had no one to say, hey, you ever thought about God? You ever think that maybe you're designed for something else? And I realized everything that I had went through, I was the strongest one that could go through these things and come back and tell the whole world, no. If you know how many people have gotten baptized and gave their life to a higher up, I don't care about your religion because I deal with people who are Muslims. Hey, brother, we have the same common goal, right? So why does it matter what religion? You believe in Buddhism, I believe in Christianity, you believe in Jehovah. That doesn't matter. It's the relationship that you have personally. I have saved lives. I call Rampage. I'm having dreams about Roger. God's telling me that I need to have him come live with me.
Yeah.
It was some things going on that were personal. Roger came and lived with me. Guess what? He's back with his dad.
Yeah, because I had put Roger out for some personal reason. I couldn't deal with it. And
I called him out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I said, I've been dreaming about him. Tyron Woodley is the best one.
Yeah. Thanks to Coach, I have a better relationship with my son again. Because it's like I didn't know how to deal with him. He was rebelling really bad, doing some stuff that I was totally against. And I sent him home. And I sent him home to go live with his mom this time. This is my second time. And everything happened for a reason. He went to go live with his mom for like a year. And he came back, and like a couple weeks later, she got murdered. So he got a chance to spend time with his mom before she passed.
See how things work? It went from a bad to an actual good to an actual great. And now look at where he's at. So people who don't believe in religion, but they think about something, or those people who are holier than thou with their religion, I hate to tell you, I've studied this for over 15, 20 years, religion, and there is no religion. It's a relationship.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm saying, hey, what if a lot of people that's spiritual, like Coach and stuff like that, and they're more boisterous about it? Because I'm spiritual, but I don't talk about it a whole lot, right? What if a lot of people like that, and they like have like say like an angel watching out for you, and people think you crazy. What if they just spiritual?
I mean, I feel like that's why for the last 10,000 years, people have been getting killed over religion and battles and the world fights, is because everybody's fighting for something they believe in, and everybody wants to pick and choose what that is. But the problem is no one wants anybody to be at peace with themselves. So the world's in chaos because everybody's fighting for something they believe in, but no one wants to say theirs is better or theirs is less.
If you're a true man of God, then even in the scriptures, God is a spirit.
Yeah.
And technically, supposedly, based on the King David. I studied King David. I studied Constantine. I studied the Roman Empire. Hey, let me tell you something. There is something, but I don't like to hurt people who have been taught something and they haven't looked outside the box. I say this, the internet is very powerful. Use it for good. Not to look at all this distraction crap, because there's a bunch of genius people that are studying the good in the internet and using it for those things. When you study it, then you see the consistency and you see the Hebrew language, you see Christianity. This didn't even exist.
Yeah.
This wasn't even about. So
you saying it's bad for me to be looking at all the twerking chicks and shit on the internet?
Yes. It is. Okay, think about
the amount of twerking girls you look at. Let's pull up your Explore feed real quick. Let's see what you look at here.
So, Coach,
no. Pull up your Instagram Explore feed.
No. Don't cut off, I guess.
No. Let's see what's on the Explore feed. Please. I just want to see. Coach, let's see what he'd be looking at the most. This is a great sign. Let's see this, Rampage. Because, Coach, I agree with you. I think a lot of people forget that everybody's on their own path. And we should always let people kind of find their own way.
I'll let Coach see.
We should always live in the light.
I'll show Coach. I won't show you. I'll show Coach. Don't show the Coach. What are you laughing at, Coach?
Let me see.
I want to see y'all's.
Coach, tell this man to let me.
I don't even know how to pull that up.
He just got an Explore feed full of girls twerking. Yo, you're out of your mind. This is the problem.
You know what?
Let's see your Explore feed. I bet it's like Thunder from Down Under and all that goddamn shit. Probably a bunch of Luke Rockhold shirtless bitches.
Mine's nothing. It's just business advice.
Oh, let me see.
Nah, it's just business advice. No, but Coach, in all honesty, I appreciate the way you are honest with yourself and how you've been able to come to peace. I know you've been through a lot in your life. And as a coach, I do like the one thing you said earlier in the podcast, that a teacher teaches, but a coach understands life and can kind of guide you. And just like you being able to help Rampage outside the cage with his son, help Rampage be a better father, we all hope to be good friends to each other. But to be a coach is selfless, because you have to be able to take time out of your day to take care of all your people in and out of the cage. I see it with Perillo, Coach Perillo. I see it with you. I've seen the things you've done with Antonio Mckee. With AJ Mckee. And as a...
Well, that's his name.
Yeah. But AJ is just so the audience knows. So the way I also want to transition a little bit to your son, the way you've able to been building him as a fighter, right? Like, he stands on his own. He went to PFL and Bellator. He did phenomenal things. I mean, he's incredible talent. No doubt about that. There's a lot of rumors right now, well, what's going on in PFL/Bellator and where's he going to go? He's a world-class title talent. He's a world champion.
I want him in the UFC.
Where are we at with this? What's up with PFL? What's up with Bellator? What's up with your son?
You know, I've learned a lot from Rampage. I've learned a lot from Tyron Woodley. I've learned a lot from Ease Edwards. I learned a lot from TNT management, Dave Thomas. Brilliant guy. And when you learn a lot about things that people don't really know, it scares them. So I understood the contract language. And I've had to do things that I didn't want to do, but at the time it made sense. And I've always been able to take my emotions out of whatever I got to do when it comes to my son. We have two conversations. One's dad and one's coach. Which one you like? How do you want to do? And then in the middle, there's my friend. Because I'm dad and coach, and I'm also his friend. That's my best friend, right? And so I play all those roles, and there's nothing but honesty. And I said, son, this is where I made my mistakes. This is where Rampage, I believe, made his mistake. This is where Tyron Woodley made some mistakes. This is where all these guys made these mistakes in these areas. So these are the areas that I got to highlight, because they're all similar in the same. I can't look at things like everybody else, because we're different. We are black men, and people hate when I use color, but it's unfortunate, this is real. We are black men that are not supported by black people in MMA. It's just not a big... I had someone tell me, I won't say who they are, and I was begging them to bring the show to Long Beach. I can sell this shit out, trust me. And I was told by somebody outside that said, exact words, you niggas don't patronize each other. Why would we want to do that? Your son's not a big enough draw. He's only got 149,000 followers or something like that. I said, well, we sold over $200,000 worth of tickets that I delivered hands cash on. No fighter's ever done that. And then when it came to Long Beach that I convinced, I turned in over $350,000 cash. He's not a draw. So the knowledge that I've gotten from this sport, I'd never forget. And so right now there's a big, at the time when we made our decision, we all know that, UFC is the monster, right? But at the time, financially, it made sense for us to do and stay with Bellator. We were homegrown there. We were loyal. It wasn't always about money, because sometimes I think fighters get caught up in how much money they're going to get. And then you got these fighters over here that don't care about money. They just want to fight. It's funny how the guys that care about money don't make it. The guys that just want to fight end up making it, right? So we covered everything. My son is probably one of the most wealthiest athletes in MMA. That's because we worked as a team. Managers don't really necessarily do what I do. I'm his dad and his friend. Remember that. I've always said that. So as a dad, I looked out for his well-being mentally and physically. And as a friend, I did what was best for him. And as a coach, I gave him everything that I had that was the best. And a lot of people thought that I couldn't give that to all the athletes. But remember, I trained Aaron Pico. 5 fights, all knockouts. Everyone that has trained with me came to me off of a loss, went 4 or 5 in a row, and management got scared or coaches got intimidated. You saw Freddie Roach holding pads. Freddie Roach is a great pad holder, but he's not an MMA coach. I've been in the gym getting hit and Bob Boozled with Rampage, Congo, Miko Kokop getting kicked. You don't think I was learning? I sucked that stuff up like a vacuum cleaner.
Yep, Bear, you be sucking stuff up too like a vacuum cleaner. You got something coming with
So
coach.
It's fear. You guys are crazy.
I can't with him. I can't even take him seriously.
I gotta break it. I gotta break it up. I gotta break it up sometimes because y'all talking some good stuff. I gotta, me. You know
what
how
you want to suck up like a vacuum? Say it. What do you want to?
I gotta make
Dyson.
stuff. You know me.
Rampage Dyson Jackson.
I gotta make stuff funny to entertain myself. But we want to know: are you looking at UFC for AJ?
I'm looking at what's best for the business model. I don't look at my son as my son now. I look at my son as a corporation. And I got to do what's best for the company because his employees is his dad, my wife, his sister, his mom, this kid. You guys just don't know like the type of demeanor and personality that he has because he's not at the clubs partying. He's not out banging a bunch of broads. He's really dedicated to his craft. And to see him have to go through what he's going through, this hurts me. But I remember, I got to take my emotions out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and so I can make the right decisions because I've done some things in the past and said some things that discredited me and him for who we really are. Because like you said, if you talk to anybody that knows me, they'll tell you nothing but great things about me. You know how many people live with me? I've had over 100 people live in my household, and I built the back of my house just so people can come in, have no home. Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor was homeless to now being a world champion, being, a social media superstar. I don't care about the money. I care about the changes and the passion and the things that I'm able to change in the hood. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of people don't want that. Jiu-Jitsu Center told me, you know why we don't have jiu-jitsus in low-income areas? Because there's no money. We don't like you bringing little Tay-Tay over here, kicking everybody's ass, because these men are paying us for their kids to learn confidence and to have confidence. And you bring an 8-year-old over here, Joey Davis, AJ Mckee when they were training, and whooping up on all these regular kids. Their parents don't want that.
I remember you used to put the wrestling tournaments in the hood for the young kids.
Yes.
I remember that now.
And USA Wrestling drove me right out of it because they were jealous of what I was creating. I started the original Warriors Challenge with belts. Rampage helped me promote that by coming in and signing autographs. And then they told me I was a fire hazard and was going to write me up the fire department, saying I was giving out free T-shirts. Like, I have seen and been through so much, and it made me a person of hardship.
It made you kind of bitter a little bit, though.
Yeah. So a lot of things that I was saying in the past and the things I was doing, that was hurt Antonio.
Yeah, but you know what? You can't blame him for that.
No one's gonna. I was gonna say, who's gonna blame you for that? I mean, you still.
No, people will though. People will blame.
Man, you would be surprised at what's, to somewhat an extent, has jeopardized my son's career.
Is he gonna sign with the UFC?
I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not management anymore now, but I sit with a great group of guys, Dave and agency, Dave and Rich Chow. Those guys.
So what he's trying to say, and without just coming out and saying it, he's saying his attitude towards people in the past based off how he's been treated. He kind of feel like it's probably hurting his son's chances and stuff like that. So he's stepping away. He's not managing stuff his son, right. and because it's his son. Like for me right now, if I want to send my son to Pride, they go turn him down because Pride treated me like shit, and I got butthurt, and I started talking shit about Pride. They ain't gonna take my son. They don't want to deal with me. I burnt my bridge with Pride, so I understand.
But are you still gonna coach him?
Yeah, like I said, I don't have any regrets to what I did because at the time I did it, that was my feelings, and I think everybody should be able to express their feelings in America. That's what this is, the land of freedom, right? Okay, so, but I don't. If I could go back, I would change a lot of things because I didn't know being that way would affect me today.
But are you still gonna coach him?
I'll do whatever I need to do. I love my son more than I love probably my own life at times because he was the reason I had to live. You remember when he was born, I was trying to die in a hail of bullets or a shootout with the police. That was my mentality. That's how I'm going out. I wore a bulletproof vest and I refused to be broke.
He was Tupac.
I knew everybody.
Stand on business.
I just didn't understand. See, a lot of it's lack of education. Why is somebody racist? Because they don't understand you. But they get to meet you and they go, wow, man, you're a really nice guy. See, I didn't realize I was a nice guy because I was dealing with so many mean people. Yeah. But in the streets, it's a different game. And look, it's nobody's fault that I grew up in the streets.
Man, straight up, I didn't like him when I first met him.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was like that, right?
I carried a gun everywhere.
Yeah, he was, bro. I didn't like, because I left Memphis. I left the hood. I changed my life and stuff like that. I didn't want no remembrance of that.
Yeah.
And when I first met him and stuff like that, I could tell a hood nigga when I see one. I was like,
he was right.
Yeah, I could tell.
I was about it.
I ain't like him. And he reminded me of my college wrestling coach, Lonnie. He looked just like him too.
He told me that every time.
You had a gym full of legends though. Like I still can't get over the fact like we don't see that in today's time. That I mean maybe like
you see that
Kill Cliff, American Top Team, Extreme Couture. Very few gyms have that many guys at one time. But I mean you had like how are you taking down Tito? He was one of the best wrestlers in the UFC at the time. Randy Couture. These guys are known for their wrestling and grappling. And I heard that you were taking these guys down with ease.
Well, I don't know, but in college, man, I went undefeated. I didn't know. I didn't have a father to say, look how good you are. I was selling crack at 12 years old. I had no idea about I was going to be a wrestler. 12-year-old crack dealer.
I mean, you were making money. It's okay at that time, I guess. Not really, but
that's why I was trying to, before I was saying, whoa, don't, because I didn't, you never know what, coach is so real, you never know what he's going to say.
Crack at 12.
Crack at 12, weed by 15.
Smoking or selling?
No, I never did a drug. You know, I was affected by that stuff. So I said I would never do it, but I didn't realize.
But you're making money.
If you're selling it, you're doing it.
Yeah, same thing.
So the guy, he's passed away. He was like an uncle to me. He said, it's something about you that's different. Because I would figure out how he should put it in shoe boxes. I could tell you guys that used to play for the Lakers, used to come and drop off shoe boxes of shoes, but they weren't shoes, it was money. And they would pick up bags of, man, look, I've been there and done that. And I understand. I understand it. I understand it. You know what I mean? I understand it.
You understood the economics and the business, but you also
and then I'm over here at the police department doing karate with the lieutenant.
My man was facilitating drop-offs by day and police training by night.
You know?
Hey.
Tell me how strong Mirko Krokop's kick was.
Ooh, he's the reason why I started. You notice in my gym, that's what we do. We kick, right? You kick. He kicks you with his left leg, you go to the hospital. He kicks you with his right leg, you die. I said, show me how you kick. See, him showing me, he was teaching me. But I became a coach of his kicks. So I created drills to make it kick harder, faster. Go back to 2003, 4, 5, 6. My gym had a 98 win streak, right?
I remember.
The stuff that I was doing was so far ahead of everybody else. Even the recovery stuff that I'm doing today. People have all these perceptions about ice, this, that. Look, first of all, you got to look at the injury before you determine if it's ice. If it's same day, 24 hours, ice it. What does ice do? Let's just break down basic science. Ice slows down the flow. Well, if it slows down the flow, does it slow down the healing? Absolutely. But slowing down the healing at this point also slows down inflammation. Then you repeat it with heat. What does heat do? It breaks everything up and it allows the blood to circulate, right? So I've created some things where when his back was hurting, said, Paige, let me work with you for about a week. Guess what?
Tito Blue's
You
back.
been having back problems?
No. Hey.
Tito blew you back out at the gym.
Oh, you gonna try to switch my joke on me? Okay. Hey, but listen, I'm gonna tell you something.
It makes sense though, Coach. All joking aside, because the inflammation.
Ice is for a certain specific time. Heat is for a certain specific time. If you ask me which is better, I'll tell you heat.
Coach is a healer too. He got the strong hands. Like if you have like injuries and stuff and knots, man, he'll dig in it. I used to hate it, hurt, but he's a healer as well.
Like Coach digging you a little bit.
Anyway, Coach. Hey.
Another subject. This damn weed.
What?
Marijuana?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It is the worst thing on the planet.
It's not good recovery?
For a fighter. No, it slows down recovery. Do you understand what the brain does? It's got chemicals like EA2233, red, what is it? Red oil. Like, go do your homework, dumbasses.
Now, how you feel about the fighters, like in the UFC, like big name fighters smoking weed and stuff before they fight in training camps and stuff like that?
They would never want to fight a Tyron Woodley, a AJ Mckee, or you smoking cannabis. It slows down your recovery. The receptors in the brain, they're completely comatose. They're like this. If you're buying medicinal, from a place to sell pharmaceutical, selling weed, the chemicals that are in there, go take that weed and go get it checked. See, I gotta be careful saying this. Luckily, I don't have a platform where I'm big with celebrities looking. Remember when Snoop decided he was gonna stop smoking weed? What did it do? It shocked the whole world. And how many celebrities came forward and said they're gonna stop smoking weed? And then he came back and said, oh, woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, he stopped smoking weed for like a couple of months.
Yeah, and no, he didn't say that. He got back on the internet. Look, man, if you're a high-level athlete, a Tyron Woodley, people always bring up Nick Diaz. They bring up the swimmer. They bring up Usain Bolt. First of all, these guys are God-gifted athletes.
Yeah.
They're the best in the world.
Yeah.
Nick Diaz, Nate, love them. They're tough. They built the sport. But they couldn't get out of the way of a Tyron Woodley's right hand. They couldn't get out of the way of a Rampage with great timing. They just endure the trauma.
I'll never say anything bad about Nate and Nick.
I ain't saying nothing bad. I'm talking about
Nate
science
Diaz is a dog.
specifics.
What? Yeah.
20 years from now, you guys are going to be given a fun because this guy took so much trauma to the brain. Do you realize this thing, it doesn't repair itself? It has levels and levels, and there's trillions and trillions of nerves that are not connected that are connected that they don't understand. You got to go back in the 50s and 60s. Remember they cut Frankenstein's head off? They was studying the brain back then. You don't think they figured it out?
Coach, I started smoking weed when I was 8. Is that why my memory's so bad?
Absolutely. I'm for humanity, mankind. Look, if you're a fighter and you don't want to fight anymore, fine. Smoke all the cannabis you want. But study, test the brand. Test what you're smoking.
So I understand all that. But in terms of being a coach, like you had Tyron Woodley. He came to you, he was already great?
His name is Tyron Woodley.
No, he was not.
Tyrone.
So when you had Tyron...
His name is not Tyrone, it's Tyron Woodley.
My bad. So when Tyron Woodley came to the gym, how good was he?
He was good, but he wasn't as good as he was when he became the champ.
And what do you think you did specifically for his career or for him as a fighter? Not mentally, but physically. Was it the drills, the striking, the grappling?
It was everything. The speed, the timing, the confidence.
He was a big dog.
Yeah. His athletic ability, all I did, like I said, I'm not teaching, I'm coaching. I see what they do, and I work with that off of movement. A lot of kids don't understand when they're athletic how powerful that is. So I see him step back. Oh my God, your arms are long. No one knew Tyron was down with 74-inch reach. Step back, bring him forward. They think you're wrestling. Boom, right hand down the middle. Let's make that faster and stronger. There's drills that we do. I do it right now.
Can I tell you something? The drills that you had us doing years ago, and I saw AJ doing it years ago. I was scrolling through Instagram, and this girl that used to fight for UFL, I saw her doing the same drills with the kick. People are just now catching up to it. I ain't gonna say what it is, right? But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly. I saw it too. People don't like when you toot your own horn, but nobody's ever tooted my horn. Unless I was on hand.
Toot your horn right after the
podcast.
I mean?
So part of my confidence was I had to motivate myself first.
Was that funny? Oh, you find that funny?
You guys have too much fun on this show.
Now that you all lean and mean and you walk around looking like a model, that's funny? Huh?
Let my coach finish talking.
Yeah, exactly what I thought. Coach, how'd you deal with him in the gym?
We had fun. We joke around, but we train hard.
We joke around a lot,
You ever have to kick him out for hurting someone too much? Losing his cool?
That's where I was unfair. Because he did some stuff to people, and I said, if we were ever in a gym and someone did that to you, what you think I'll do? And that's when I realized, man, you got to be fair all the way around.
What you
he
mean,
knocked out Harmonaka.
In the gym?
Yes.
Why you knock him out?
Do you know why I knocked him out?
Why? Because he kept taking you down. You got frustrated.
No, no.
Why? I'm just saying. Why? I don't remember.
He was taking liberties.
Huh?
He always say
Disrespectful.
What's a liberty?
Okay, listen.
He always say this, liberties.
No, this is what y'all got to understand. When you fight on TV in Pride, UFC, or somewhere, and then you go to a gym and you train or spar with somebody that don't know you, they always going to try you. They always going to test you. So I tell them, look, I only go as hard as you go. I didn't know that nigga didn't speak English.
He didn't understand. Okay.
You knocked out a guy who don't speak English?
I didn't know he was in America.
Coach, how you... Oh,
I didn't know he didn't speak English. So this is what they do. They go really hard and they try to hurt you sometimes so they can brag about it. I be in his gym and guys be wanting to roll with me going super hard, and then I look over and they got their friend videotaping on the phone.
Yeah.
So coach don't see all that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, he taught me that.
What about
But he gets
Tito
mad at
Ortiz?
me. He only see the aftermath of me losing my temper. I only lost my temper in one fight, but I lose my temper in training all the time.
Kevin Holland said you got ego.
I don't got an ego.
I don't think he has an ego.
I don't think he has an ego.
No.
But what about Tito Ortiz? I heard you guys had some gym wars with him in there.
No, man, Tito never had
I
problems.
think Tito was smart. People would think Tito's the greatest guy in the world. And then they'll think Rampage is an asshole. Completely the opposite.
Oh, you can't call my boy Tito an asshole.
I didn't say he was an asshole.
He just had his 50th birthday.
You said he was an asshole. I just
Why
said
do
you guys
call
are
him that?
opposite.
Why would you call him that? He would never say it. Why would you call
He
him
just
that?
said it.
Why would you? Why?
He said the opposite.
But don't call Tito that.
No.
You don't
I
do
meant
that.
as far as personality.
Oh,
not
okay.
that he's an asshole, but his personality is different. Rampage is a very loyal, emotional person, right?
Very emotional.
Tito's a businessman.
Very business. I agree.
He's like, he does what he has to do, which I don't knock that. I mean,
But what does that mean in the gym?
in the gym, there should be no egos. And I think when I'm a little guy picking you up, slamming you, you can't deal with that. Instead, learn from it. What is he doing that a guy this small gets under me, picks me up, and slams me, and I can't get back up again?
Double leg every time.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I don't like training in
double
public.
leg. Tito Ortiz.
I don't know anybody that's ever stopped my double leg except when I went to the UFC, but I was dealing with a lot of heavy stuff.
I can stop your double leg when we doing MMA. MMA.
No, it's actually harder for me to take somebody down if we're wrestling versus if it's MMA. MMA, they're punching. He puts a lot of weight in his hands.
That's the only time I can stop it if we do if we had boxing with it. That's only once or twice the only time I stopped it.
But you only had one fight in the UFC, right? Mm-hmm. And then you also had your retirement fight was on the same fight. You had your son on the same card, right?
Right.
How did you kind of dictate your career to only have one fight in the UFC?
I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
But, I understood based on how things were being done, it would be look, before I ever did it, I did an interview before. I said, look, this is the outcome. This is what it's going to be. Rampage will say I manifested it. But I was not ready for those guys in the UFC because I was 40 years old.
Right? You probably weren't in
I
your
had the
prime.
mental skill set, but physically I couldn't keep up with guys who are doing things
I mean
at
that
the highest
respectfully.
level.
I mean that respectfully. To make that your premier fight at 40 years old kind of would have been tough, right?
Yeah.
And bro-
I was happy.
No, I seen him in the gym. I seen him in the gym at 40 years old, and he was still on point. Didn't look. He missed a beat. I'm telling you. I don't know anybody that was at that age and in the gym still doing round robins and still kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Well, I'm 55 now, and I'm in the gym every day.
You still
training.
mix it up?
Yeah.
You still throw hands?
I love it.
You still wrestle, grapple, everything?
Everything. I don't miss a beat.
Still coaching every day?
Yeah.
Who do you coach right now?
AJ. I got a bunch of new guys. Jack, Jake. These guys are all Oklahoma D1 guys, top 5. Matthew the Great's a young striker coming up. I've got some they're not Dagestani, but they're from Russia. Mm-hmm. Got a couple guys over there that are just
You got some Dagestani niggas?
yeah. That you know what I call that? I call the Russians the black man kryptonite. That's what's going. What? If you look at the athleticism, no disrespect, this is obvious science. Their athleticism is nothing like a Kevin Holland, a Tyron. These guys that are highly level athletic, but they gas or they get tired or they don't do it. But they're disciplined. They don't go banging bras. They don't go smoking weed, getting drunk, partying all night. They're dedicated to their craft. This is why America is so great. You can come from another country and become a legend, a superstar. Look at the UFC champs. What are they starting to be? Right? Where in the world can an American go and make the money that we make, that we pay out, and become the icon that we become when we come here? Mm-hmm. There's not a place in the world.
I got a question. You think you can take Kevin Holland and turn him into a champion? Because TJ said he couldn't be a champion. I disagree with TJ.
Yes, but see, Kevin Holland has to come out of his own world. Mm. And if he's smoking cannabis, I don't even want to deal with it because it's not going to work.
If you
see how athletic he is?
Yeah, he's
how
great.
fast?
Yeah.
And he's smoking. What happens when he stops smoking? He's faster.
Next level.
I'll show him. The way I train people, I have the science. I created something that these companies wanted when I was training Chuck. They wanted to see, how are you doing this? Because I can show you numbers. I can show you when I start with you and 3 weeks later and the week of the fight, you triple your numbers, which that means you've gotten 3 times better than you were when you came here. You were only this fast, now you're this fast. You were only this strong, now you're this strong. Your cardio is through the roof. This is proof. This is the numbers right here. I'm testing you. I have a log of everybody that I've ever trained. I have a log. I don't share it, but I can go brrr, and you'll see everybody.
Hey, I want you to text Kevin Holland, ask him to come train with Antonio Mckee for a little bit, and I want to prove TJ wrong because he think his energy drink is better than mine. I just want to prove TJ wrong one time.
You see what's going on over here?
I just want to prove. I know he can turn him to a champion. I know it.
You've always talked.
He's 170.
Yeah, he
or is he 185?
170. He's tall too, bro. He's like 6'2".
See,
6'3".
that range is a gift. But if you're not coached in that range, see, I look at the fighter and I study tapes on him, and I go, okay, first of all, you're striking like a Muay Thai guy. You're not a Muay Thai guy. You're not going to become a Muay Thai guy at this level fighting like that this fast. So let me shrink everything down and show you what to do with what you naturally do now. It's easier and faster for them to pick it up.
I think he could be the John Jones of 170.
He could, because I said that. I was talking to Jennifer Goldstein, which I don't know, she said, he'd be a really good fit. But he'd only be a good fit if he's willing to make some changes. Mm. Because you can't get more hood than me. I've seen it all, bro. What you talking about? Huh? I love you, but I don't want to hurt nobody. Mm. And I know that if I drink or smoke or I'm not in control, I could lose that and become a bad person. So I practice good habits so I don't go back to my bad habits, and I need people to help me push through. But if you're a fighter and you're an average fighter, you come to me, I guarantee you 120%. You're going to be so much better than what you were because I'm going to spend the time with you.
Hey, I'm telling you what, right now, I'm going to say it right now. If Kevin Holland comes and train with Tony Mckee and become champion, I get a tattoo of a 45-70 on my arm. I get a tattoo of it on my arm.
What's a 45-7? I still don't know what this is.
We don't know.
But whatever it is, I get a tattoo. But
whatever it is,
arm.
Rampage will get
it's a gun, and I'm gonna get it. When he becomes champion, I get a tattoo.
How old is he?
He's young. He's like 30. He can do it.
The first problem we'll have is the body detoxing. So I got to put him on a 7-day fast, a cleanse. His lungs is full with so much mucus.
I heard him when he was talking and coughing.
And junk from the chemicals that's in the weed.
And the blunts and the cigar.
And we got to clean all that.
4 blunts a day.
What?
4 blunts a day. Hey, you think you can make Bobby Green a champion?
He can make Bobby Green champion.
Bobby Green came in my gym and trained, and he left.
Oh,
you know why?
Why?
In my gym, you can't lie. I'll see it. I just was training my kid the other day. He's doing his rounds. I'll go, okay, I've been doing this for 25 years. You're doing 2 things. You're either having a lot of sex or your diet's off. You know what you're doing. Talk to me about it after you get done. Calm down. Came back and he goes, you're right, coach. I go, well, which one was it? He goes, I've been having a lot of sex. I go, okay, do you want to win? I'm your reality check, man. I ain't finna play these fucking games.
What's wrong with sex?
Yeah,
before a fight?
Yeah.
What's wrong with sex?
Yeah,
Listen.
I thought that's a myth. I thought
No. It's a myth scientifically, but psychologically, it's not a myth. If I take you and put you up in the mountains and I train you every day and all you do is train, and it's time to fight, what you think you're going in there to do?
Like a
you're
Dagestanian
hungry,
killer.
You're mad, right?
Coming.
Every weekend I bring some womb up for you to pop and do your thing. What you think you're thinking in your training like now? You've released that dog.
I be thinking about doggy style while I'm training.
You know what I mean?
He right though. He right though. I've been doing that. I'll be training for a fight, then I smash something. The next thing you know, I'm in the gym training. I'm thinking about how that girl was throwing it back on me. You right, coach.
See, it doesn't physically. It actually physically you produce more TRT, testosterone. You know, you produce more, but when you take it away, you become this. I'm gonna fuck this dude up. That's what steroids give you, because it don't make you technically better, but it makes the mental.
I need a fight.
You too pussy to fight. You ain't gonna fight. It takes a different type of man to fight.
Jorge Masvidal told you he's seen me in the gym.
Yeah, he saw you in the gym, not in the cage, not in the ring.
Yes, I've been in the cage and in the ring. Matter of fact, I've been in both.
You never had, hey, let me do this. Let me do this.
What?
Let me go and pick you an opponent, and you just have like a private fight here just with your friends and family. Let me do
Kevin
that.
Holland.
Huh? No. Not
For you.
Kevin Holland. No.
I will avenge you.
No.
I will avenge you.
I don't want to see you get the shit beat out of you.
He'd kill me?
No, yeah, let me get somebody who's never had a fight before. Let's do it. No, shake on it.
No. I don't trust
Would
you.
it be pro or
it's amateur. It's just like
No, I want a pro fight. No.
I
already had 4 amateur fights. I'm 4-0 amateur.
Really?
Yeah, I'm insane.
Is he serious?
I'm like, coach, you see me on the pads? I'm crazy.
You right.
Hey!
No.
Coach,
take it back.
Hey.
Coach, take it back. Here, break another chair. Here.
All right, I take it back. Take it back. Calm down.
Coach Antonio Mckee just said he's seen me on the pads.
No. Come on, sit down. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, let me get you a fight, though.
He's seen me on the pads.
Yeah, come on.
Thanks. Hey, Coach, as we get ready to wrap this up, I got to ask you 2 things. First off, I tried to get Mirko Cro Cop on the podcast. You guys still friends?
I haven't talked to him since I trained him.
So I offered him some money. I said I'd fly him over, and he wrote me back this message. He said, I'm very disrespectful. He'll never, ever come on the podcast.
You know why? Because you offered him money.
But I was trying to be respectful.
Well, you know, he's a very high-ranking officer, shall I say.
He's in the politics.
He's a very protected guy, because when he trained with me, it was always these 2 guys. And my boy told me, and we were training in the hood.
Yeah.
But he respected it, and
I meant it out of respect because I wanted to pay for him, his family, whatever he needed for his time.
Definitely won't come with his family. He's a high military
He
guy.
gotta have Secret Service.
This guy's a Secret Service man.
Oh, I didn't know. So I offered it, and obviously I do all the booking. Back me up on this. Don't make me look bad.
No. I know you didn't mean it in a disrespectful way, but I guess what? You should have talked to me about it first.
But you said you wouldn't message him.
No, because he's my friend. I don't want to.
You know, he gave me his fight shorts, and he didn't mean any disrespects to it.
Yeah.
It's just a lack of understanding.
Yeah, those. I hope you still got those shorts. Those shorts are very, very.
I threw those shorts away that day.
Oh my God! Give me those shorts.
They were green.
Give me them.
You wash them and you frame them as Mirko Cro Cop.
Mirko Cro Cop. Mirko Cro Cop.
But I didn't know Mirko Cro Cop.
No, that's Mirko Cro Cop shorts.
I didn't know him.
That's Mirko Cro Cop shorts. Give me those shorts. I'll frame them.
They're gone. They were torn. They had stains in them.
Yeah.
The blood that he drawn.
That's priceless. That's Mirko Cro Cop.
I want that in the wall.
You framed those.
I didn't know.
What Bob Sapp? Did Bob Sapp give you some shorts?
But I didn't see the celebrities as celebrities. They were my friends.
Bob Sapp is the most famous fighter in Japan.
Rampage loves Bob Sapp.
Bob Sapp is my bro.
He's one of the guys I sat back and we would dissect the human anatomy. He is very intelligent. From cloning animals to humans.
No, he's a genius, bro.
He's a very
Rampage
smart
always
guy.
talks good about Bob Sapp.
Yeah.
Wait, so how do we mend the relationship with Mirko Cro Cop? Since you were
You and him?
Yeah, how do we make this right? Do I got to send him a video and say, yo, I'm super sorry?
He probably blocked you.
Yeah, I know. He hates me now. We were good. We were DMing. I thought he was going to come on the podcast. I said, whatever you want. And I said, 50,000, 10,000, 20,000. I was just being funny.
Oh, no, you disrespected him.
Well.
Yeah, that's over.
Oh, it's over?
I don't know.
He's one of my favorite fighters of all time.
Maybe you can contact him.
Yeah,
Marco Jara was my contact with him, and he's passed away.
So that's it?
I left. You know what? The guys that come from other places are extremely non-emotional. They come in, they do business, they leave.
What if we sent him a video on Instagram DM and we just sent it from you and you say, hey, Mirko Cro Cop, it's me.
I love
Hey, Mirko Cro Cop, it's me, Antonio, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come down. Let's sit down and talk.
We didn't mean anything bad. You got to explain it.
I never said anything bad. How
are we going to get him on the show?
I don't know, man. Hey, but I tell you what, though, Mirko has a great personality. You know how him and I became friends? You remember that clip in Japan when I humped that Japanese?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had my chain. I never put my chain on the ground. I don't know why I was down there. It was on the ground, and the Japanese reporter came in there, and she was like, "This is my first time fighting the K1. No one, knew. Everybody thought I was going to get knocked out and stuff. So I was in the same locker room with him, and my chain's on the ground. She said, "What's going on? What is this chain for?" I said, oh, I'm a dog. I put it on. I start going. Then I start. And Micro, he was over there playing poker. He's always played cards or whatever. He's dying laughing, dying. And after that, he said, "Oh, come over and sit with me." And ever since then, him and I've been friends.
But he won't help me mend the relationship.
No, fuck that. You disrespecting the legend.
No, I want him on the show. He's like my favorite fighter of all time.
Really?
Yeah, because I always wanted to kick like him. I got short legs, like Hobbit legs. But I knew if I could kick like him, I could knock out anybody.
And he can't kick.
Take a session with me and I'll show you. Because that was the first thing I showed him. I said, where did you get this power?
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to generate the twist. I ain't got no twist.
Set up a time and we'll work one-on-one for about 30 minutes and you got it.
Bro, that's why I won't spar your son no more, kickboxing. I sparred his son. I'm twice his size. He started kicking me. I said, fuck this.
Hey,
you know, speaking of him, he got a bad deal that last fight, right? Like, he had a major surgery. See, my son don't make excuses. He's going to do what he does. He had a major surgery, and the doctor, he's like everybody's doctor. He's a really good doctor. He said, listen, you can't fight for 8 months. We fought in 2.5, 3 months with one arm. So everybody's making all this, yeah, like you said, the internet. But what they didn't know is my son fought with one arm and went to a split decision. I think Khabib's guy is going to kill this guy. It's not even going to be a fight because you didn't finish my son, but yet you're getting ready to go against the best in the world. I'll bet anybody any amount of money that he loses this weekend.
Oh, he's fighting this weekend? I'm going to be watching.
He's fighting for the title. We were supposed to fight for the title, and it was very simple. I sat with my son. I said, listen, we know that you're not supposed to fight, but what do you want to do? He said, what would you do? I said, well, I'm going to look at the business side of it. We're business. We fight, right? It's different than staff. We had staff and didn't fight for 8 months afterwards. We had torn rotor cuff, a labrum tear, a bicep tear, and he had been fighting all this time, and it was getting worse and worse and worse, so we had to get the surgery. And, you know, we didn't know when we were going to fight again. But long story short, my son is so damn gangster.
Yeah.
He's more of a man than I could have ever been in this sport. And I'm just proud to be his dad.
Let me explain something to Bear. Bear proud, I don't know if you understand this. When you make good money fighting, you don't. It's weird. You need to sometimes, but you don't want to back out of fights. Even with, and I fought with a bunch of injuries because, like, man, I hate to miss this payday. Right. It's not even that you need it. It's just I heard AJ is one of the highest paid guys over there in Bellator,
yeah.
And it's hard to walk away.
You know what?
Those paydays.
He's right, and we learned that from him, and we learned that from Tyron Woodley. We learned that from these other guys. But what I want to be more than anything is a coach to the fighters that need education. Financial literacy amongst minorities are horrible. We're not taught it, right? But we're the first ones to buy the Reeboks, buy the shoes, buy the chains, buy the gold, buy the bling bling. Financial literacy is one of the first things that I want to be able to teach fighters. And this is why my son's portfolio is where it's at. It's because I saw the mistakes that all the fighters were making, and then when they were done, they had no money and they had maybe a house. Like I said, my son is successful, but you got to give it to guys that taught me the game. Benny, guy named Ben Amazon. Check him out. BenAmazon.com, realtor. Dude, what he owns, his portfolio is so solid that if he doesn't fight anymore, he's good.
How many houses you got now, Coach?
Well, I have 2.
Yeah, but I always see you like buying them and fixing them up and fixing.
Yeah, I buy them, fix them up, sell them.
So you sell.
I physically own 2. AJ owns 3. But the investments, if he doesn't want to fight anymore, he doesn't. He goes in law enforcement. We're a rare breed, right? Most guys that are cops got bullied. And there's some cops that are some bad motherfuckers. And you don't fuck with them. And they go in special services. He's that kind of guy. Speed. He has it all. Guns, cars. Like, I'm like, son, do we really need all this shit?
Yeah, I told him to put his motorcycle up. Did he listen to me?
Yeah, he parked it. Yeah. He's a adrenaline junkie. But he's only fighting once every 8 months. How are you a professional athlete in your prime fighting one every 8 months? This is why we fought with the torn labrum, shoulder, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because if you guys saw the dedication, he doesn't party, doesn't womanize, doesn't have girl. He focuses on his craft of being the best fighter in the world. And he wanted to prove that. And it's hard, it's difficult when you've done things the way that I did it back then. But I'll never exchange it for the knowledge that I have now, because I can go back and say, "Hey, that wasn't right," but this is where we're at now.
Can I suggest something with your contracts? Since they're like tying them up for 8 months, and now MMA is at this point where you can do a whole lot of different things. can you write in his contract where he can go do karate, come back, he can go do these Superman?
He had that clause in his contract.
Boxing, all that.
But when you're at that type of pay, if you're gonna go fight over here for 150, 200,000, 50,000, first of all, who wants to fight him? This guy's legit. Striking, kicking, grappling, he's legit. Who wants to fight and ruin that? And do we want to tarnish his MMA career by jumping into something that he's not? You know what I mean?
I understand that, but it's like keep
on the way out, we'll play that.
Oh, okay.
When he's not fighting, you know what he's doing? He's doing real estate, helping me repair houses, learning to be an electrician, learning to be a carpenter, learning how. I'm teaching him a skill set and financial literacy. Most fighters can't do that. Most fighters' investments from MMA is sponsorship, which is marijuana or a drink, or they own a gym, fitness of some sort. None of the portfolios are real estate. His portfolio is real estate. Mm-hmm. My friend is friends with Grant Cardone. There's things that go on in the real estate level that people don't understand. There's levels of real estate. So when Grant Cardone says you're stupid if you buy a house, but what you don't understand is he's talking about how you buy the house. The way he buys houses is totally different than the way I buy. You know what I mean? I'll pay a little bit more, but I'm going to be in a nice neighborhood where I know I can collect the rent here, and garbage isn't moving into California Heights. These people have money and stability, so I'll pay a little bit more, revamp the house, pay a little bit more because it's all about money. The realtor wants to get paid for selling. I'll give them an extra 10, 20 grand. But they'll stop you because there was a house right across the street that I tried to buy, and they sold it for $400 more than what I bid it, knowing that I would have paid another 10. It's not about the money always.
Yeah, they thought you was moving into that motherfucker.
I was going to take over the community. And crazy part is the best community I've ever done a house in. They brought bread over to me. Wow, you've been working all day. We see you're doing such a great job. Here's some carbs. The other guy made some lemonade. Like, what the hell?
Hey, off air, I'm going to teach you how to get around that. You send your buddy. Hey, I listen to you.
I see my buddy.
You send your buddy sometimes. Certain neighborhoods, you don't go. You send your buddy.
Oh, yeah. That's why I said if you go check out Ben Amazon.
Mm-hmm. No, I love everything.
Yeah, I listen to Coach.
And he's a minority, but you would never know it because he looks white.
Yeah, I listen to Coach. Because of you, I brought all that land. Because of you. You told me about the real estate.
Yeah.
I wasn't on that. Back in the day, I was told to invest my money in like gold and all this stuff, but I didn't trust the people who was telling me. But I always trust you what you said. So I was like, yeah, Coach right. So I went and bought a bunch of land, and it's working out great for me.
That land will be worth a lot. People lack patience. There's no such thing as fast money. Unless you get in a ring and you do what my son does, you do what Rampage does, you knock him out. That's it. Right? Yeah. Now, that money, you got to make that money make more money.
A lot of fighters need to hear this. Honestly, because a lot of athletes and fighters and stuff, they go broke. Like I looked at the Pioneers and stuff before. I'm not going to say any names, but that is what I was concerned about. I was like, man, these guys are, but they didn't make that much money back then. Bear, you a billionaire. You got any advice for?
I ain't a billionaire, but I will say that a lot of people spend money. They live month to month. That's okay if you have investments and you have things that could support that. But the goal should always be to try to stack bread and consider the income that you have coming in. What goes to taxes, what goes to replenishing the kitty, what goes to investments, and what investments are passive. What I think people get caught up now because of social media, they buy a business. Okay, well, you still got to work that business. Right. You still got to have someone that goes there. You still got to have insurance. Now you're going to have labor. Then you got to hire people. Then you got to buy goods. Now you got to manage the business. But when it comes to real estate, if you buy in the correct neighborhoods, if you have a good cash flow, if you're able to put down the right and remove PMI and have a proper intake, then that rent roll can generate you cash flow, and then you can refinance, pull out money, get another one. And that can be like a very healthy chain reaction that in 10 years, your first 3 properties are paid off and you have 3 more coming in. The problem that they never want to show anybody is how to get the first one. And there's so many loan benefits and loan programs and small business administration officers that can sit down with you and show you how to pull a loan if you're a small business owner or a minority or a first-time buyer, FHA loan.
Just don't move to Lancaster or out there because, man. Whew.
But they put you in a community that will never grow in equity, never grow in value, and they kind of stump your growth. Right. So like what Coach is saying, which is a great point, you want to buy in a neighborhood that's going to elevate in equity at a good, healthy rate, but that's going to allow you to refi, get higher rates, have a good neighborhood, and allow people to come in. There's so much more to go into it, and everybody has like their own opinion. Me personally, when it comes to business, I like to invest my own money, work that business, make sure it works, bring in people, and then roll it into another one. And I like to do everything myself. My dad taught me everything. My mom taught me everything. My family, my sister's an attorney. Like, we work as a team. That's how we built all of our paintball parks.
I like that because I'm completely the opposite. I tell the banks to take care of my business. My money makes interest.
Yeah.
In investments.
Yeah.
I get the bank to fund. See, everybody, they don't understand the function of a bank. A bank makes money on loans. Kanye West had a $300 million line of credit. Why? He's worth billions, right? He's got $1 billion or
you don't pay taxes on
600.
loans.
Right. And you need the write-offs. I can literally walk somebody through how to buy their first house. Everybody didn't understand what I did. The first house we put, stated income. Right? They looked at the bank track records. They saw, wow, okay, stated income. Third house, stated income. Coming around the back end, now you got to pay taxes. That's something that a lot of celebrities miss.
Yeah.
Now we pay taxes. Now we refinance. Guess what? We now got the cheaper rate monthly. Now we put somebody in.
Coach, I want to buy like a fourplex duplex and rent all but one out and turn one to like my own personal freak off house, speakeasy. Is that
all right? With that, Coach, you were doing so good. Thank you. We were on such a good program. I want to say thank you for coming, Rampage. I want to say thank you for almost finishing without any freak off jokes. Coach, as one of the most knowledgeable minds in MMA, your track record speaks for itself, and everything you've done with Rampage. We, as Rampage's friends and family and fans of his career, thank you. And everybody else in the MMA community as well, because your son is a phenomenal fighter. And I don't think your family as a whole doesn't get enough respect. That the integrity that you guys have. Right. If people were to meet AJ, and I'm a big fan ever since, years ago meeting you guys, just phenomenal people all around. So I want to say thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you, Rampage, for leaning up and taking your health seriously this year and not walking around being so bloated. I do think that it's good to show people that you care about your health and your well-being.
Personally, thank you for inviting me, giving me a platform to speak on, honestly, speak my mind, my opinion, my integrity. I want to say thanks because I've been watching you guys and I was excited that I was even invited to come on. But I want to say, man, you guys are doing it, and I can appreciate podcasts like this, and I wish there were other podcasts that was doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you. You always invited, Coach. Thank you.
24/7, Coach.
Yeah. And like I was saying,
you. And like I was saying, Rampage, we appreciate everything you're doing with the Hydroxy Cut and the Ozempic or anything else that you got going on, but your body's never looked better, and that's what we love. We love seeing you healthy and happy. I'm Bear Degidio. Thanks for watching.